If you have anything that looks like this on your baseboard, let's get a little bit closer so you can really see. So basically what's happening is this part of the baseboard, there's a seam here. This part is sunken a little bit further than this side. So you have a nice little lip here where you can see I can run my finger along that. So what we want to do is try and level it out. And then actually, even if you look down here, this side, it's almost, this side's tilted this way and this side is tilted this way. So what you want to do here is you can take the whole thing off and fiddle around with it, but sometimes the best solution is to use copious amounts of spackle or sometimes even Bondo to try and correct this issue. So this is what it looks like right now. We're going to throw some Bondo or some spackle on this and show you what it looks like here in a moment. Okay, so now this, admittedly, this isn't the greatest job ever, but this is the idea. So we coated this in spackle. My mentality is use more than you need rather than less than you need. You can always sand more off. You can never, well, you can always put more on later, but I'd rather sand it off because I put too much on than not put enough on. So this is quite a bit, so we're going to have to wait for this to dry. But hopefully what's going to happen here is we'll pick this up a little bit later. At this point, it's going to be tomorrow. We'll let it dry. It usually would take a couple hours, and you'll come and see. And the great thing about this is you can see even right here there was some on, it's already started to dry. So it goes on pink, dries white. Once it is white, you'll know that, okay, it's safe for me to sand down. But what I'll be able to do is sand this, blend it in, so these two pieces, even though they're at different angles, should look pretty seamless. We had some holes here where the finish nails went in. We went ahead and filled those as well. So this is what it's going to look like in the beginning once you've covered it up. Don't leave too much spackle on. Obviously, it's going to take a really long time. You have a ton of dust if you put too much, but this is about the right amount, at least as far as someone with my skill level goes. So we'll take a look at it once it's dried. Okay, so we are back. This is the next day. I gave this a day to dry, so you can see the difference. Obviously, it's gone from total pink to white. And now the next step is going to be to go ahead and sand this down. Now, with something like this, you want to be very careful to give it a light sanding. So it's really easy to sand too hard and then you make the ridges reappear. And then even along the top right here, you have to be very, very careful. So using a sanding sponge or just a piece of sandpaper, either one works, but just be very careful to go light and make sure you don't over sand in some of those key areas. So we'll go ahead and do that and we'll see how that looks. Okay, so we're back. You can see that we sanded down pretty well. You don't see the little nail pops over there, the holes, and we sanded it down pretty well. I actually went ahead and had a little bit of a gap down here. It's a little more dramatic than it is, so I went ahead and filled that as well. As I sanded, a few more holes popped up, just kind of air bubbles, so I covered those and resanded it once again. So that's pretty much what it takes to fix something like this. I mean, that's one of the fixes. This isn't, there may be more efficient methods, but this is what we did on this one. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what you can do to fix kind of unsightly little issues like that. Next part would be to go ahead and paint it, but we'll go ahead and stop it there and hope that helps someone. Thanks.